This is the Nobu Hotel Los Cabos. These are my pros and cons, and is it worth it? My first con is that it's like an hour away from the airport, and then when you do get to the resort, you've got like a 15-20 minute drive up down these windy roads past the Hard Rock Hotel. And then when you do get to the Nobu, you tend to get cars waiting to get checked in. So this seems to be a long process.
Hello, hi, good afternoon, sir. Are you checking in today or coming back? Checking in.
Then we finally made it through. As we drive into the main entryway, you can see it was very modern. It was very sleek. It was very clean. And it was certainly a pro coming in to see such a beautiful entryway into a sleek, minimalist, Japanese flared entryway with a large lobby with beautiful views over the Diamante Golf Course. As we make our way out of check-in, we walk past the small shop, which was attached to the lobby, and then we got great views of the Diamante Dunes golf course. And then as we turn left, we see a view over the courtyard, which is, again, very minimalist look, which clearly is the way the hotel's going. And now we've made it to the room, and first impressions, a big pro. It's a great size by the looks of it. It's got all of the amenities that you need. Nicely tucked away safe. It seems like we got a very large, very airy room, very bright, great size bathroom, which is always a bonus. Looks very well appointed, and yeah, looks fantastic. I mean, very, very nice finish. As we walk into the bedroom, again, looks very good. Got great decor, great size TV. I think it's a 65-inch TV. Nice little sofa area, very bright, very airy. Yeah, looks great. I mean, my first impression looks fantastic. Let's see the view. Again, great view. This, I think, is the Pacific Pool, which is, I think, where Nobu is. It looks fantastic. Again, I mean, great first impressions of the room and of the view. Coming back in the room, really nice, very spacious, great coffee maker, loads of water, really nice touches, love it. As we head down to the pool, we are going to check out the Pacific Pool, which is directly below our room. Again, great first impressions. It seems very quiet, which is nice. I believe the Cortez Pool is a little bit busier, so a little bit more music, and this is definitely a bit more of a chill out zone. And here's a view of the swim out pool rooms, which we decided not to go for just because they were on the ground floor and we wanted to get something with a bit more of a view. And definitely the Pacific Pool gets a pro, great view, great vibe, and nice and quiet. Malibu Farms, a great place for breakfast, amazing coffee. Not the cheapest though, so if you're looking to get a $20 breakfast, it's not going to happen. So between my wife and I, it was about $80 to $100 every time. Again, great food, great fried egg sandwich, but not exactly the cheapest place to eat. Talking about pros and cons, this is a definite con when it comes to the beach, albeit very secluded, which was very nice. It was very beautiful. It was very windy, as you can tell. We had a beautiful walk down towards the rocks, which was maybe about a 30-minute walk, which was very nice, again, especially when no one else was on the beach at all. But as you can tell, it was non-swimmable water, which is typical of Los Cabos, but even more typical of this area. Big swells. The hotel definitely say don't go in the water, but again, had some great feel. It was very nice to get out there and see some of the nature and beautiful waves crashing in, but it was a certain con in that you can't go in the water. Reminds me of the Goonies. Head back to the hotel. We thought we'd just take a dip in one of the three pools, the infinity pool, which again had a con in that there was only 10 loungers, and then you had the private cabanas, which were $450 to rent, so very limited. I would say a big pro would be the room service. Again, the room was fantastic. They came in, kept it very clean, very tidy. They did the turn down service, and it was a very nice place to relax when you wanted to get back in and grab a shower and just relax. But it was again very, very comfortable bed. We had the king size room, and it was yeah, super nice. What are my first impressions of Nobu? Again, very nice. Great cocktails. It had a very nice feel, great view. It was a super nice little balcony area that you can actually eat overlooking the ocean, which was very nice and great for sunset. The food was very nice. Again, typical Nobu, not exactly cheap, but then you're not coming to Nobu to get cheap food. Heading back to our room, to the lobby, very quiet. Certainly a great chill out place. Day 2, we headed to the Cortez pool, a little bit livelier than the Pacific pool, and again, great food, great place to chill. We actually stayed near the jacuzzi pool, and there was a jacuzzi area with the swim-up bar. And again, it was a really nice vibe. Some of the days you get definitely more of a party vibe just because we have the music playing. The day we were there was pretty quiet, as you can tell, and it was a great place to just relax with a cocktail and chill with the ocean view. Heading out to the Ardea Steakhouse for reservations. Again, another con really is that there are too many open spaces. It seems very sparse. I mean, this area here is really for weddings and conferences, but most of the time stays pretty minimalist. Not really my cup of tea. But anyway, onto the Ardea Steakhouse. One of my first impressions, very strange atmosphere. It feels a little bit more like a nightclub rather than a restaurant, and I'm not too sure. I mean, I'm on the fence. I mean, certainly maybe a con in that the restaurant doesn't feel like a restaurant, but the pro was the food was very good. Again, not too cheap, which is typical for the Nobu Hotel. Nothing's really cheap, but overall it wasn't a bad experience, but not the greatest. One of the biggest pros would be the ability to play the Diamante Dunes course, one of the premier golf courses in Mexico. It was stunning. Great views of the Pacific Ocean, the dunes, the greens, the tees, the fairways were all in fantastic condition. And it was definitely worth the $160 guest rate. I think we paid $60 for a rental set. And as you can see, it was a little bit windy when we played, which is again typical for this area, but certainly worth the guest rate to play golf. And it's literally 5 minutes from our hotel room. And what a great way to end our trip. I mean, this was definitely a bucket list place to go to, just with the views. Fortunately, we played some pretty good golf too, and it was a spectacular way to end our trip. So my final thoughts of staying at the Nobu Hotel. We stayed in the Deluxe King Room. We paid just under $1,500 for 4 nights. We got 3 nights with the 4th night for free. But once we had the taxes added on, it was closer to $2,000. We did think of staying at LeBlanc, all-inclusive. That was maybe going to be $1,000 or maybe $1,500 more, but all-inclusive. We thought we'd try Nobu. Would we go again? Probably not. I think just because it was pretty expensive. It was way out of the way. Nice place, great golf course, great sunsets, but again, we probably wouldn't be back.